We all need to plan for it, but many of us just put it off for as long as we can, planning for long-term care. Wealth strategist and tax attorney Rebecca Walser is back to tell us why she's here to help with this, which is
Carly.
so important.
I
Good
know.
to see
Good
you.
to see you. Thank you.
And we've talked about this before. When it comes to kind of making your strategy and looking at kind of the future, you cannot ignore healthcare.
Yes.
I mean, you just can't.
Well, you know, it's the end of the year, middle of December, end of the year. We're trying to figure out, like, what should we be thinking about financially for our plan for next year. And one thing that gets often left out is long-term care. A lot of Americans are under the misperception that Medicare covers it, and it actually doesn't. Medicare works like any other insurance where it actually will cover something that can be fixed. You know, if you break something and you need rehabilitative therapy after up to 100 days, it's fixable. But long-term care is chronic. So how we decide if you qualify for long-term care is basically you can't perform 2 of the activities of daily living. This is an actual term in the industry. It's called ADLs, activities of daily living. And this, we have a chart to let you know what they are. But basically, transferring means you're able to get yourself out of bed, you're able to move yourself from a chair to wherever. Continence means obviously you have control of your bowels. Dressing, you get yourself dressed. Bathing, you can bathe yourself, get in and out of the tub, no problem. And toileting, which is different than continence because toileting means you have the physical ability to go to the bathroom by yourself and get back out. And some people have continence, but they physically need help going to the bathroom. So if you cannot perform 2 of the 6 activities of daily living, then you basically need long-term care help or home health, maybe assisted living, and eventually full-on nursing care. So a lot of people think that Medicare covers these things, and it doesn't.
So this is when you're looking at your future and planning for what you might need in the future. This is what you need to make sure you know what is covered, what's not covered.
Yeah,
correct?
It's exactly right. There's a lot of different studies, a lot of different numbers, but I would just say probably at least 60% of our population on the male side and upwards of 70% on the female side are going to need some sort of either home health assistance, assisted living, or full-blown nursing home care towards the end of life. And just to give you a ballpark figure, the national average for full-blown 24/7 nursing care is $91,000 a year. So if your Social Security is $24,000 and that's what you're living off of, $91,000 is not going to cut it. Yeah.
I know you wanted to mention long-term care insurance.
Yes, insurance. So there is standalone insurance that covers long-term care, but the problem is if you don't end up using long-term care, the premiums kind of don't have a backup plan. They just sort of get lost. And so what I like to do is use financial products that come with long-term care as a bolt-on. In other words, we would use this financial product anyways, and oh, by the way, it has this extra long-term care benefit should you need long-term care benefits. So we're using the financial product, but we also getting this long-term care coverage.
Well, and this is why I love talking with you, and when you really, you know, you're a tax attorney as well. I mean, it's really looking at the big picture of health and wellness and financial wellness. I mean, and this is kind of the time to do that, right?
I mean, Carly, if people don't plan for this and there is a need, you could literally go through, $500,000 in 5 years if you're in full-blown nursing care. So this is why this is an important part of the financial piece. We're not saying you have to cover all of the costs, but we need to plan for it.
And at least know about it,
and
right?
know about it.
We always talk about that financial peace of mind, which you are constantly bringing people. You say, go ahead, even if it may be a little overwhelming at first, get it done.
Absolutely right.
All right, well, if people do want to go ahead and give you a call, get some questions answered, maybe have you look at kind of their current portfolio.
Yes,
they can do that, right?
Absolutely, Carly. And visit us on the web, call us in the office. We're in Harbor Island.
All right, sounds good. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, Carly.